welcome to the jiggle. It's jiggly. It's jiggling. Oh dear. Jeez, that's not good. Got a curve on that glass. Hey, that's not bad. So, from this, it's jiggling quite a bit. It is jiggling. See the one that I've actually got in my hand is, oh, I tell you, could be charging on the phone as well. Was I need to get my cable. My cable. Yes. So that's. It's really about. It's about, you know, we can go on about it all day long, but it's about money. So you're sort of better off people. Plus, you've got to remember that the Scottish Nationalist government, the Scottish Nationalists are, they're not actually British, they're politicians, so they're part of the UK government. Fucking plug's not working. It's all broken. Somebody's broke it. Oh well, never mind. Just say to do without that. You can't eat everything now. It's got like another one there. But then that's a USB connection. That's not bloody use. Well, that's bad luck. There's a lot of sort of young people and just daft people that wanted it. Because at the end of the day, extremely bad idea. And what has actually happened in Ireland, you can see what's happened in Ireland. So that was British, and there was like a whole load. The Americans actually funded the terrorism in Ireland, and in Great Britain, in the British Isles, and that all sort of dissipated. Tony Blair called an end to it all, and he was a total arsehole. He's caused a lot of the problems that we have hello, welcome to the channel, that we have in now, a lot of the globalist issues that we have, getting our rights taken away from us consistently and gradually, rather than letting things evolve. What was I saying? No, what the point I'm making is that we're all getting screwed over, right? So what does that mean? Well, we've got uncontrolled immigration in Ireland and in Great Britain, which is Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales. So whoever it is that's in power, it doesn't really seem to matter. But so what's happened to Ireland? Ireland's landed up being ruled. And the ironic thing, there's an ironic thing about this, I'll just get to it in a minute, but Ireland's ruled by the EU. It's in the EU. So the EU does what it wants, of course, and we voted to come out of the European Union. Really, probably better off in the kingdom than alone, but then again, Ireland is doing well, it's not doing well. I don't really see how you can, it depends how you quantify doing well. They've got massive problems in Ireland, and then they're really being propped up by the EU. It's a tax haven. And the big point I was about to make, ironically, is that the Irish pretty much are full of Brits, English, settled there, which a lot of people don't seem to recognise, which is what's happened, and because a lot of youths went away to America and everything like that. A lot of Scots went to America, but trying to hold that phone up, so if I'd had it lower down, it'd be helpful. Alright, so Northern Ireland. Also, you're talking about my quite a considerable part of my ethnicity, so Ulster Scots. So that's Northern Ireland, Central Scotland. That's so basically it's like always follow the money. It's about money. That's why they want to stay in the United Kingdom, for the money, because they're better off in the United Kingdom, and that's why Northern Ireland is better off for it. That's why they don't want to be part of it. That's why. But the reality is that they've all been better if they'll been British, the whole place, the British Isles. But a lot of people disagree with me, but I don't care. It's my channel. I'll say what I want. Right. So. Been in the same type of union, but I feel like if you asked any people that better off to, then no, I doubt that. I really doubt that. I don't see that at all. And they're getting screwed over by the EU. You really need to look at the riots. Well, the mainstream media will cover it up. They've got the same problems we've got in Great Britain. I don't like calling it United Kingdom because that's a political term. You always got to remember it is the British Isles, so it's a group of islands. So it does seem like a lot of the troubles and the problems seems to have been a waste of time, as far as I can tell, in Ireland. And really, so what you're going to always get is a hierarchical structure. Always going to get that. So it's the people that's got the money, regardless of anything, are always. So that's what you're getting in Ireland. The cost of living in Ireland is very high, and the cost of energy is it's massively. I mean, it's people sort of take it for granted, but it's the net zero thing. We're paying for it. The taxpayer pays for it. It's a big, massive scam. In Ireland, it's definitely worse. You won't have free dentists. The argument against Scottish nationalism, you would use Ireland as an argument against it. So what we've got here in Scotland is got quite a big welfare bill. So we've got a lot of people who don't work. There's a lot of benefits. These are the sort of main voters for the SNP. So they're useless people who are not producing anything or making any money or producing wealth, making the world better. They're just sort of like sitting around getting paid for doing fuck all, right? So that's you won't get that so much in Ireland. Although a lot of that is at risk here as well, to be fair, because of the way our system is being screwed over. Well, the net zero is the main problem. Cost of energy. So, as for example, I'm on a bus right now. Both two of my cars are not. They're not allowed in Glasgow. They're not actually allowed. It's different from London, where you can actually pay it's a bit of a scam, but you can pay to take your car in. I can't even do that. I'm sure there's people. There's huge billionaires doing. The island is doing really well. No, it's not. Laugh out loud, aye. Ireland is thriving, best going in the EU. Oh, aye. That's just nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. But I mean, I don't have the figures with me, so I'm not going to sit here and I would say that what Donald's saying is absolute nonsense. It's crap, you know. It's fantasy bullshit. You know, keep it up, you know. I'm happy you believe that, but I don't believe it. I think it's rubbish. and I don't want anybody else to believe it because it is nonsense. Let's see what else we've got. It's talking about the political union, not the islands themselves, but yeah, cost of living increase everywhere. Yeah, I mean, well, look, property in Great Britain, I don't know what it's like in Ireland. It'll be worse than Ireland. To stand still, you need to be earning like £62,000 a year. So your minimum wage is, I think it's, I don't know, it's £10.50 or £11 an hour or something. So, like, I sort of ran through the numbers there when I was at Cumbernauld. A 3-bedroom detached house is like 120,000. There's nowhere to park your car. It's just but there is communal parking. A detached house in the better off bit is like 300,000. So if you're on £10.50 an hour, I don't know, is it £11 an hour or 12? I think it's 12. I don't know, actually no, because I don't work for a company or anything like that. So oh, I'm sorry. Right, okay. No, you can have your opinions all you like, yeah. Well, you same thing, they'd be in some type of union anyway, but I feel like if you asked any Irish, it depends who you're asking, doesn't it? Land of the cowards. You're just projecting yourself, aren't you? You know, I don't really care if that's what you think, that's fine. Land of the cowards. Yeah, we are. We should be fighting against the net zero and the climate scam. We should be protesting against battery facilities. Well, you'll see it right now. Protesting against this scam, the clean air scam. So they knocked half of Glasgow down. Glasgow got lies. Well, that stands for lies, but it's. So my 2 cars that I own, which I bought and they're MOT'd and they're legal and all the rest of it, I've paid taxes on them, all sorts. I can't bring them in here. Right where we are right now, my 2 cars, Citroen C3 and Citroen C4, are legal to come in here. And we've got a motorway goes right over, so they knocked half of Glasgow down. So it's our people toiled and worked to build that motorway, right? But you can go through the motorway because the motorway's not in the lie zone. So that's what you're getting, you know. Dole payment is €244 for a single bill. So where does that come from? Well, we don't use euros, we use pounds. When that, like, you're giving me that figure, that doesn't mean anything, you know, does it? I mean, how much is your energy costs? How much does your dentist cost? How much is your doctor? Have you got an NHS in Ireland? How does your health thing work? So it's always the same. All this stuff is always the poor that suffer, and it doesn't matter who. So basically the argument for Scottish being independence, you look at Ireland and you go, this is complete shit. We definitely don't want to go independent because we'll land up having to pay for dentists and pay for everything, and there's going to be people dying of poverty, dying from poverty, which we already have problems with that as it is. The Scottish government sort of waste money from they waste their money on their. One of the massive problems here is we've got the highest abuse. I've got to choose my words carefully because I don't want to be in trouble. I have to be careful how I say things. But we have in Europe, in Scotland, so they'll spend money on bike lanes, they'll spend millions and billions on bike lanes, green infrastructure, and we have a massive problem in Glasgow, this city here, of death. We have deaths caused by, and what causes that? Well, it's lack of. It's horrible what people do, and it's horrible that they take these things, and they shouldn't, but they do, because they've got no hope, and that's. Really, this will be the Donald Kinsella. You sound like the nutter that goes on GB News, argues about climate change. I think he's called Donald McCarthy. Absolutely insane guy. talks complete shite, so you remind me of him. No, I wouldn't be wanting to. Yeah, I could move to Ireland, I suppose. But well, I don't really want to go into the reasons why I wouldn't or couldn't, because there's, you know, you'd have to be quite wealthy to move there, I think. You're just going to be a drain on the system, your average person, that is. What are you going to do there? What are you going to do there? Nah, they should have stayed in the they should have stayed in the British Great Britain, and so many lives have been lost fighting for that. Well, we've made it to the bus station. Right, so we're nearly there. Ireland has massive problems, it really does. Yeah, I'll probably go over there soon. You like being in the EU, good luck to you. Owned by fucking Brussels. How pathetic is that? Yeah, that's what you want, that's what you get. Right, so we made it. Thanks for watching that video. Bye.